Well, I am so happy that I'm talking to cake decorators because this part you're going to depend on your own creativity, and it's not something that I can give you a prescription to say this is what you need to do or that is what you need to do. You're going to depend on your own creativity, but I will give you some pointers. We're talking about how to create an unforgettable experience when you're working with high-end customers. You want to be able to give them an experience of working with you that is memorable, that is going to, make them keep coming back for more, that is going to set you apart. That is why you need to set up your own system. No one size fits all, but I'm going to give you some tips that will just, help you to start putting something together. Having said that, I'm going to mention something now. It is an ongoing process. Improving is an ongoing process. You need to keep looking for ways to get better at what you do. You need to keep looking for ways to serve your customers better. So, and you can get one thing that I find really works is getting ideas from other industries. Like when I was thinking about how do you create an unforgettable experience, I was looking at what Virgin Holidays does. They call them magic moments. That's what they say, the magic moments. So what you are going to think about when you want to create an unforgettable experience is how can I create magic moments among other things. So first of all, it starts with you. Generally, you cannot give what you don't have. And one thing that makes people, when one thing that makes your business unforgettable is not so much what you do, it is actually how you make the person feel. So they say people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I think that's the saying. There's that saying commonly said, people don't care how much you know as until they know how much you care. So it starts with you. You need to start from um, your own self-awareness, of how you feel about your customers and how passionate you are about this service that you're going to give to them, because there's only so far you can take it by doing things just like outwardly like a robot, but if you serve your customers from your heart, that's just what I want to say. If you serve your customers from a place of integrity, from a place of empathy, from a place of um kindness, from a strong, so from a place where you have a strong work ethic, where you have that curiosity about the customer, where you have that empathy, that warmth towards them. So it all starts with you. That's where that unforgettable experience is going to come from, because once you have that, or once you're aware of that towards your customer, or once that is your intention towards your customer, then you begin to start looking for ways to, it's just like you begin to start looking for ways to serve them better. It's just like I've talked before about, it's just like a relationship. Once you like somebody, and you don't even have to think hard. You go somewhere, oh, they would like this. You see something and you think, I need to get them some of this, or you're always trying to think of ways to do nice things for people. So that is the place you want to start from. Secondly, still talking about it starting with you, you want to go back to your posture. Just listen to the training about your posture. You need that to have the good posture, to also have that thing about where you are comfortable in your authority as a cake decorator, and you're comfortable in your abilities as well, so that you're not desperate or needy or whatever, and you're there to serve. But if they're not going to be your customer, or if they're not going to buy from you, or if they say they cannot afford what you have to offer, then you're fine with that. But just coming with that confidence and that self-assured thing, that you're there to serve. So it all starts with you. Third thing about it starting with you also is your own personal appearance. Now we're talking about actual contact with your would-be customer, or even at the point of serving them. So you want to just take care what you wear, how you look, what your hair looks like. If you are the kind of cake decorator that would wear your chef coat, then you would wear the chef's coat. Or if you have an apron that has your logo on it. But all those kind of things, try and have in mind that first impressions really count, and especially when it comes to working with a high-end customer, you want to present yourself. Because when you think about having creating an unforgettable experience, what we're talking about now is that thing that is specific to you, that thing that is special to you. That is that thing. So I, Eme, cannot tell you what to do, because what you're going to do is your thing. What I would do for my customers would be my thing. So it's your thing, it's your brand. So back to how you look and everything. If you're working with a high-end customer, what do you think would be the appropriate way to appear before them? Branded t-shirts is good, or branded aprons, or a chef coat, or you want to just take, be self-aware in that regard of knowing how you're coming across, knowing what you physically look like when you're meeting with or interacting with your prospects or customers. Now, having said that, again, we have an advantage, because most of us are small businesses. We're one-man, two-man businesses. So we have that advantage of being that small company or small business. That way you can, and why I say that is because you can give a really personalized service. You can get to know people personally. You can get to know people by name. You're not a big organization that you won't know people's names or whatever. You can actually get to develop those kind of long-term relationships with people easier if you just pay attention to people, pay attention to what's important to them, and then just take note of those things, and act accordingly towards them. So so I mentioned it already, that people do not care how much you know until they know how you feel, or they don't. Anyway, whatever. How you make people feel is the most important thing. It's not really how delicious your cake is, or how gorgeous it is to look at. Your service should be concentrated on how you make them feel. People say that there's a saying that if you would go very far in life if you just imagine that everybody is walking around with a big sign on their forehead that says "Make me feel important." That is one of those things where it's so important the way you make people feel. And that is one of the things that you can do just by making them feel important, making them feel that what you're doing for them is not necessarily, what you're going the extra mile. You're doing something for them that is not what you just do for everybody else, or what they would get anywhere else. So that is making people feel important. How you make them feel. You make them feel important, not just make them feel important, make them feel that you see them, make them feel that you hear them, make them feel that you know them, that you get them. This is so important. I know it seems like such a soft skill to have. It seems like such a, I don't know, airy fairy woo woo kind of thing, because it's not something that you can really look at or touch or whatever. But it is the way, my beautiful cake person, it is the way that you are going to stand out. It's the way that somebody is going to always remember you. So get to know them, and then once you get to know them, it's easier for you to anticipate what their needs are, and then do things that you do whatever you can to meet those needs. Now, again, you're just delivering a cake. Yeah, it's a cake they came for, and you're delivering the cake. But just having that, going that extra mile, or taking that extra care to think, what would they actually need for this, as relates to this cake. Anticipate what their needs would be and act accordingly. There's so many bits and pieces and little things that you can do, So when I'm talking to you about creating an unforgettable experience, it's not so much what you can do, but it's more like a mindset. Because once you have that right mindset to say, I want to get to know the people, I want to anticipate their needs, you're the one that's going to come up with things you'll find it so easy to come up with things that you can do for them. I mean, like maybe there's a venue and you need to deliver the cake, and then you realize that there's no parking, and then you can do something. You can do so many different things. You can do something to solve some kind of problems on their behalf, for or on the behalf of the customer. But anyway, I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at. Try and anticipate their needs. If it's a mom who is okay, I'm going to give you an example. A friend of mine was talking about, she had a cake. She had to deliver a cake for some people, and she asked them, would you need, do you have plates and spoons, so that when you portion the cake, you can serve the cake? And the people had not thought about it, because it was not in a home, it was not in a hotel or any of those places where you could find things. It was just one of these like civic events, where the cake was going to be delivered. So she rushed out to the shops, grabbed, got them some plates, got them some spoons or forks, and came back. Obviously, she's now the person that they always come to when they need cake. But those kind of things, what you're trying to do is that you're trying to like do the unexpected for people. You're trying to go the extra mile. You're trying to aim to delight them. That's why I say, just keep your eyes open. You'll find so many ways, and it doesn't have to be expensive, because at the end of the day, it is the little things. It doesn't have to be an expensive thing. It doesn't have to be. I mean, if you deliver a cake, and you go to deliver the cake, and you take one sparkler candle and give to them to use on their cake, which they were not expecting, that is amazing. If you take maybe one helium balloon with the it's a boy for the baby shower, that is amazing. So aim to delight those little things that make people know that, oh, she was thinking of me, she cares about me, not just that she cares, or that she's trying to do her job, or that she's trying to impress me. No, they're thinking, you were thinking of them, you care about them. So it is a mindset. I can't say this is what you should do, or that is what you should do, or that is what you should do. Every situation is different. You will do something different for the bride, you will do something different for the mom of the bride, you will do something different for the a birthday cake. You do something different for a 4 year old's birthday from what you do for an 18 year old's birthday. So, but generally, you just want to go that extra mile. Those little things, those little extra touches, that is what is going to make you stand out in the mind of people. So when I talk about personalized treatment, exclusive personalized treatment, you want to make people feel that what you're doing for them is not what you do for everybody, or is not is it goes it's an unusual thing, or is an extra thing. Um, even sometimes it might even be something that is a service that you do not normally provide, but then you can say you can offer them something, or you can help them out with something that is not even doesn't even have anything to related to your cake decorating, but it might be something that's relevant. If you have the ability to offer them that support or that advice or that thing, or that introduction or whatever, it makes such a difference. Just making your customer know that you are thinking about them, that you're trying to help them to achieve their goal of having a wonderful day. If I mean, it's such an amazing thing that you can do. Another thing is, don't just think outside the box, because I mean you've been have been decorating cakes and delivering to people for a long time, but then it doesn't always have to follow a prescribed way. So think outside the box. Try and think of other things that you can do, that goes above and beyond what an everyday cake decorator would do. So you want to always go above and beyond. Always do some things that are unexpected, memorable things, magical things. Do something that has to do with the thing that is important to them. Like the if it's a baby shower, what's important to that person. If it's a bride, what's important. If it's a kid's birthday party, what's important to them. If it's a princess birthday party, you just let your imagination go and think, what can I do for this princess birthday party? I'm already making a princess birthday cake, but then what can I do to make the child feel that she's a princess, and then just think of something and keep your eyes open. You will come up with something. So that is what I'm just saying. Anticipate their needs, get to know them, aim to delight them, always go above and beyond, do the unexpected, the memorable, the magical. And then it's an ongoing thing, like I mentioned at the beginning. So research other industries for ideas. Look at, like I was looking at Virgin Holidays, as an example of another industry. I often look at other crafters. I look at photographers. I love the way I love photography normally. So I always look at the way photographers do run their businesses, and I look at other industries. How do they do their packages? How do they do their services? How do they do their customer service? That kind of thing. So you want to always look. I mean, like for instance, I was looking at the when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the concierges in the hotel, and I think that is the best or the closest way to what I to thinking about how to create an unforgettable experience. A concierge in a hotel. If you watched what's that thing? Pretty Woman. If you watch Pretty Woman, the concierge in the lobby of the hotel. That man, he is the one who kind of oversees everything. He's the one who has all the knowledge about what's going on around. He's the one who coordinates things. He's the one who is there if you have a question. He's there if you have a problem. He's handling the staff. He's checking everything. So have that concierge mentality that is not, you're not there to for them to do things your way. You're there to find out what they need and then respond, be that responsive to their needs. And the more responsive you are, the more unforgettable the experience of working with you would be. So, like, it starts with you, it continues with you. Always use your intuition. Your intuition would tell you what the needs are. Your intuition would kind of, if you just use your intuition, you would know what to do. You would know what to do. You would know how to you would know what is needed at that point in time. If you're but just listen to your intuition. People don't, I mean, again, it's probably might sound woo woo and rah rah, whatever, but just use your intuition and trust me on this. You think up things to do, and it doesn't, like, again, I said, it doesn't have to be expensive. It might be a little thing. It might be made of paper, it might be made of cloth, it might be a book, it might be a pen, it might be a tray, it might be a knife, it might be a spoon. That thing, once you do that little thing at the right time, it makes such a difference. It just makes people fall in love with you instantly and remember you instantly, they're delighted, they're delighted with you instantly. What else? Oh, so again, I was saying, it doesn't have to always follow that generic thing. Always rewrite the rules. Rewrite the rules. Add on something. If you have to. I used to work with a guy, and we used to sell mobile phones. It was like 100 years ago. Anyway, we used to sell mobile phones sometime in the 90s, and we would go for these exhibitions and car shows and that kind of thing, and we'd always have a stand, and I remember he would always say, don't forget the dancing girls. They have to be dancing girls, Now, the dancing girls was not like they were going to be girls dancing, but it was always that, let's have that extra thing that is eye-catching, so that it's not just, we're not just there at our stand with our phones and our phone chargers, and I'm talking about those times when the phones were like as big as briefcases. We're not just there with the phones, but we actually have, other bits and pieces that attract attention, bits and pieces that we can give out to people, bits and pieces that make people actually attracted to our stand. So he always used to say that thing of, well, we need to have the dancing girls, make sure we have the dancing girls. And then, there's no girl there, she's not dancing, but we would always have extras. We would have, balloons and all kinds of things to just make the whole experience of coming to interact with us at our stand to be fun. So those are the kind of things that you want to do. You want to have those dancing girls. I mean, you don't just want to deliver the cake and slink away, at the end of the event. You want to have a bit of, you want to have your own dancing girls, which would be kind of related to your brand, so that you'll be able to show what your brand is, whatever your brand story is, whatever your brand promise is. If your brand promise is that you create something that's fun, then you can do something that's fun for people. If your brand is that you create something that's elegant, you want to do something that's elegant and classy for people, but basically you want to bring your own dancing girls to every cake experience, every experience of working with you, whether it's before, during, or after. You want to bring your dancing girls. Yeah. Okay, so I think that is it. Excellence, yes. Service, yes. Quality, yes. This should obviously be a given, and I have a couple of books to recommend to you. One is Setting the Table by Danny Meyer, and the other one is Delivering Happiness by the Zappos guy, the guy who used to own Zappos, I think, which Amazon has bought by now. Anyway, this is a good thing for us to talk about in the Facebook group. So if you have any ideas of what you can do, you know, any ideas of, I mean, look at, for instance, if you look at this slide, look up on the top of this slide, you can actually see little bits and pieces, the napkins, the gold candle, the little beaded flower thing. All those are little touches. They don't really have any thing being, they don't have any, they're not serving any purpose as such, but they actually add to the whole look or the whole effect of something, you know, the flowers, you know, they all always they add to the effects of something. So look at other industries and try and come up with what you can do with your packaging, with your delivery, with what you do before, what you do afterwards, the thank you cards you send, that kind of thing. All those things add to creating that unforgettable experience. So see you in the next lesson.